All right, so this is homework 7, part 1, starting from Raoult's law for ideal solutions, deriving and explaining the equations to be solved to determine the bubble and dew point temperatures of a binary mixture. So we start with Raoult's law, which is x to the I, p to the I to the saturation, or pi to the saturation equals yi I p, which is total pressure. So Raoult's law relates the mole fraction of each component of the liquid and vapor phase, x being the liquid mole fraction, and then y being the gas mole fraction, and then the pi of saturation, which is the pure component vapor pressure depending on temperature, and then finally P being the pressure of the entire system. So these are the equations and derivations to solve the bubble and dew point temperature. So first, we start with Raoult's law, and we assume that we have a mixture of two compounds so that we can show how to solve for the bubble and dew point temperatures. So we write Raoult's equation in terms of the two compounds, so compound 1 and compound 2. So the equation for compound 1 would be x1 p1 to the saturation equals y1 p, and then for 2 it would be x2 p2 to the saturation equals y2 p, and the x, which is the liquid mole fraction, and the y gas mole fraction for the two components must add to be 1. So these two equations right here, x1 and x2 have to equal 1, and y1 and y2 have to equal 1. Now we'd have to take these two equations and add both sides, so that we would end up with this equation right here, x1 p1 to the saturation plus 1 minus x1 times p2 to the saturation equals total pressure, and this equation will solve the bubble mixture. So from here we have to find the bubble pressure and given temperature, which will be the same. So the equation for the bubble pressure would be this right here, summation of this whole thing right here. And since the bubble P and given T are the same, this is also the same equation for the given temperature. And then inversely, the bubble temperature and given pressure are the same. So this is the equation for the bubble temperature. All of this right here equals P. So that would mean that it would be the same as the given pressure. And the question mark after the T means it's unknown, and this is because we have to continually iterate it until it's the same value as P. That's why it equals it right here. So this is how you derive the Raoult's law to find the bubble and dew point temperature.